What's going on, guys? Welcome to another one of Black Iron's battles. Today we've got a Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires 1 versus 1 quick battle for you. And this is actually a pretty short one. If you guys see at the top, it's only 3 minutes, but it's pretty cool. And my opponent brought a fun build, and so I just thought I'd show it to you. And it kind of just highlights as well how overpowered the Beastmen are. I mean, they have a threat. They have something to deal with every threat, and I'm not sure, how the best scores got so strong, but they are just nothing but trouble at this. So if you look and see, I have brought someone a little different. I've brought Malagor the Dark Omen, and besides that, I've brought a couple of spells with them. I've brought Vile Tide. I've brought Savage Dominion to raise that Cygor, as well as Arcane Conduit and Bestial Surge. So you can see we get that charge bonus and Vigor for 9 seconds after I cast, and with the Vile Tide having only 7 cost, you're actually able to get a good amount of uptime on that additional skill there. Over here on the right, you'll see that I've brought these Senegors with great weapons, and I was really hoping to fight any cavalry he has with those. So these great weapons, even though they aren't anti-large, they do have armor piercing. They should be able to do pretty good damage to any cavalry, and so that's why I put these Chaos Poison Warhounds right in front. With their poison and their high 95 speed, they're able to get right in the front there, slow down any units that we're chasing, and really absorb the charge as well. Here in the back, you'll see I have got a couple groups of Bestigor Herd, the Stars of the Beastmen lineup now, the very ultra strong guys. Look at that 41 melee attack. They've got tons of leadership, 100 armor. They've got 75 units, 40 weapon strength. I mean, the armor piercing is 28, so they're just beast mode, and just they're the epitome of the beast. Then we've got 3 groups of those. Also here in the back, we've got some Ungor Spearmen just kind of holding up the line, holding up the flanks there. Here in the front, we've got the Gore Herd with shields mixed in with regular Gore Herd, and that is, just typical. I really like to have some shields mixed in there for the for the ability to soak a couple of arrows or something. And typically I'll try to have the shields a little bit more closer to the front, but I don't know if I did that this time. Besides that, we do have 2 groups of Ungor Raiders, just kind of pepper in the air, or just to shoot arrows and be an annoyance for pretty cheap. And we've also got the king here. We've got the Gorbel, so he's got that anti-large, that armor piercing. He's got all sorts of, and we have kept pretty much everything. I think we've even kept Deadly Onslaught there, so he's ready for battle. That Slaughterer's Call, gives him a ton of melee attack. And so besides that, that's about it for my army. So over here, the fun opponent's army I have. So if you look here, he has brought on a flying hell horse there. He's got Marathi. She is, I just love the way that they made her look. Let's see if we can get in there. Oh yeah, that is just so awesome. She is ready to battle there. And then he has a dual War Hydra army. There's the War Hydra. Look at all those heads, and he's got, what is that, like 10 heads? He's got that's 10 heads on his team, so that's a 10-headed Hydra at this point army. He's also got over here on the right, he's got 2 groups of Dark Riders with shields, and those are those shock cavalry. They'll be a trouble. They're pretty mobile, and they'll be able to kind of keep up with the speed of my infantry over here. Besides that, he does have for his front line here, he's got a ton of Dread Spears. So he's got, like, I think 5 or 6 groups of Dread Spears. And when you've got something like 2 War Hydras and a bunch of spells on Marathi like that, you're going to have a little bit of trouble spending money on your frontline infantry. In the back here, you see he's got a bunch of Dark Shards with shields. So those are going to be the real trouble. They've got silver shields. They've got that armor piercing missiles. They're going to be just able to really, I think, take me for some good hits. Especially my Ungor Raiders are not going to be able to just duke it out with those guys and their shields. But as you can see, it's a pretty quick battle, so let's just go ahead and get this battle started. Right off the bat, you'll see here that we're just going to kind of just start looking at each other, and we're trying to kind of figure out what's going on here. And then we'll just go ahead and just start slowly moving in. We're just going to want to advance on him. I see here that he's got a War Hydra. I know that I'm kind of going to want to get my anti-large units on there. And since we don't have any artillery really on both sides, there's no reason not to just get this fight engaged right away. So as you can see, over here on the right, when he's got these Dark Riders with shields, I'm actually able to see those now. So I'm like, oh, this is it. These Chaos Poison Warhounds are going to get in there, and they're going to hold those guys. They're going to hold those guys down and take them out. Over here on the left, you'll see he is kind of trying to brace his lines, trying to get in the right place to fight my gore herd here. And we are going to already start to take some shots, but see, just like we have those shields mixed in, his dark shards are actually shooting this unit of shields. So that is actually helping to absorb a bunch of the damage, and it's going to cover our fire while we get our front line over here and get them engaged. Over here on the right, we have managed to catch, while he was dealing with this left side, we have managed to catch these Dark Riders, but they are already able to rout off one of these Chaos Warhounds. And so it is actually a pretty pitched battle, though. Once we were able to get in there and they poisoned them down, these Centaurs with great weapons are just going to take them right out. I mean, their melee stats are just so much better, and those armor piercing from those great weapons is just going to rout these Dark Riders right off the field. You'll also see here that we're going to surround this War Hydra, and we're going to be taking shots in there with those Ungor Raiders. Over here in the main line, let's go ahead and slow it down for just a second. You can see this War Hydra just getting in here, and he is just doing work. I believe he already used one of his fire breaths, but he's just going to get in here and he's going to wreck these Ungor Spearmen. But lucky for me, they do have anti-large, and they'll be just the ticket to put just a hold in place on this War Hydra. Here for this main line of Dread Spears, though, you'll see, even though we're getting in there, we're getting, like, right up in there. All of these Bestiwar Herd and Gore Herd with shields, with that charge and the bonus that we're getting from casting Vile Tide with Malangor the Dark Omen, we're actually able to just do huge amounts of damage to all of those spears in the front line. You'll see back here, I think he's casting, oh yeah, there it goes. But it's really not going to do quite as much damage as the Centaur, which I've summoned. So that's just actually put it a little bit more in my favor. And the fact that over here on the right, we've done already half damage on this War Hydra, I decided to get these Chaos Warhounds and everything. We'll get them in back, and we're going to try to catch all these Dark Shards. So we're gonna leave the Ungors firing, and this War Hydra is actually starting to break heavily in leadership. Here on the side, you'll see that our Cygor is starting to throw rocks, and oh my god, look at that. Boom! He's gonna start he's already got 20 kills. He is just nailing those Dark Shards. And it is just a mass rout, everyone. Look at this. Dark Shards are dead. Dark Shards are dead. Spears are dead. And just shows just how powerful. I mean, we've had the Gorbel on top of this War Hydra for just a short time, and already this War Hydra is down. Look at that. He's a negative 12 leadership. He's running off. This Gorbel has been fighting him, and he has been winning. It is just crazy. Look at that. I mean, the Gorbel, so we'll check him out. 29, or the Cygor, 29 kills. He may get one more shot, but I mean, everything in the back there is surrounded. We've pretty much killed enough units at this point. We've got all the spears routed in the front, if you look here, and just that combination of Vile Tide plus just that overpowered Beastman's front line was just able to overpower, overwhelm. Even though we had these big elite units like the War Hydra and the Dark Riders, just the great weapons mixed in with those poison warhounds, as well as, I mean, look at just the kills on these regular Gore Herds. 60 kills apiece. They were mixed in with those shields. The shields gave them, a little bit of protection, but these regular Gore Herds, they went to town with their extra attack. The best Gore Herd were pretty much, they also did really well, but I mean, they were coming in a little bit late, and I don't think that they had quite the impact that those Gore Herd had with that charge and the cast or two of Vile Tide that I got off there. If you see, we only took 233 losses, so this is definitely, this is, a great army to bring if you're going against the Dark Elves. You saw we were able to absorb a lot, but, two War Hydras is probably not what you're going to face. If you take a look at my opponent, he just didn't really get enough time to get kills. The Dread Spears were actually taking down Gore Herd, which is expected, but just the sheer shock and awe of that Beastman front line, I think, was able just to, since we were able to get in the back in the Dark Shards, there wasn't much he was going to do. 414 against 954. Overall, though, it was a great game to my opponent. RP Impulse. Sometimes you just get counterpicked, and that's how it goes. I want to thank you guys all so much for staying with me, watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Sometimes I've got some breaks. I've got a lot of stuff going on in my personal life with family stuff and different things, but I really appreciate all you guys watching. I'm planning on starting streaming soon, so I think if you guys would enjoy that, I'll maybe do some randoms and maybe play with some of the different YouTubers. Please subscribe if this is your first time for more great online content. This is Black Iron, and this has been another one of Black Iron's battles.